Hey, World Combat Sports. You know I had to pull up just before Independence Day ended, right? Because I still had a stick in my hand with a wick on it. And I said, let me light it up and blow this mother. It's been too much going on not to spread heat, not to light a match to it. You know what it is, talking about this boxing, man. I'm about to go in, man. It's not even a suit that I wear. But tonight I laced up my boots again, man. You know, being private military, I laced up my boots and got camouflaged on them, man. I didn't even goddamn paint up, though. I don't need no face paint tonight. Because it's mask off. It is. That's where we at. First of all, I want to dress like I did earlier. About cats jumping on here, they supposed to be supporting boxing and everything, right? But they really don't want to support any other dude or any other group or organization, female, that's in the sport that isn't contributing to them. You know what that's called, right? It's called being a hypocrite. Someone that has no expectations, insecure, and definitely get out here talking that bullshit because it feels comfortable to their audience. Just because you have an audience that listen to you and you want to get up here and goddamn hit the like button all the time as if that's grading your place in this boxing community, you sad and mistaken. There's a lot of ships. There's a lot of stables. There's a lot of citadels of individuals that sit up here and talk this boxing each and every day. You know different. It's just sick. It just, put a bad taste when you hear cats on here just saying the same thing every day, and really their entire conversation is not even orientated around boxing. It's absolutely off topic, man. It's about reality TV type shit, and they should take their ass down Georgia and see can they sign up for a movie role or something. You ain't got them talking about boxing with that. It's just always something about somebody else. Somebody ain't doing this. Man, get the fuck off that motherfucking porch, man. Do something different. You got so many people out here that's talking about boxing and talking about some informative, solid, slick, hot stuff is dang on fire every day. And you can't jump in. You can't get in on it. You can't support. You can't go over there and goddamn learn something from somebody. Hey, they always say the biggest dumbest is the one that never want to retain anything from anyone except themselves. And I ain't never seen a dummy learn from himself. Anyway, moving on, man. I want to talk about Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. We ain't going to let it ride. You know how we do. We're going to hold this grip. We're going to hold this grip. You know what I'm saying? We're going to hold that grip right next to the mic and let our voices be heard. And that's what's popping right now. If you've never seen another fight and you've been following the sport and you get on this mic and you talk that, you never seen another fighter in boxing history get this much overlay of straight piss water. A man who has a family started fighting for his family, and then you have people over here saying you should bend 6'7" to the floor backwards in order to take any type of offer that Eddie Hearn has given you. Man, that's so much bullshit, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's a disgraceful way of going out here trying to help us determine if you're a skirt or if you're a real one, man. Because I'm not understanding your identity. How you gonna say a man is 40-0, go in there and put on a great performance, what we look for in a fighter? We go over there and look for a fighter to step up and have courage to get in the ring and perform, throw those hands, and not only have the power to do so, but he do it to all his opponents. Underrated ring IQ, was blessed with the size gift of tower, have that pose right before he knock your ass out. He's standing right there in front of you. You can't say anything else but know that you in with the real one. But the hills he had to climb, man, from getting off of the 88-12 off of 12.5 I'm just going through the stipulations right now. Initially, a flat fee. Flat fee, very distasteful, a very acerbic. You know, one of those offers you give to somebody just to piss them off and get them mentally out the game. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm coming at you with, would you take an offer like that if you was in his position? Well, some of you will, because you're thinking about the most money you ever had in your life. You're not thinking about the well-being of this man and the living he has to make. See, our way of living and Deontay Wilder's way of living is different. Obviously, you have the fluency of those individuals that has different zeros on their checks than we do. So he has to fight to maintain. He has to fight to sustain that lifestyle. What's wrong with that? Nothing, because that's what you have to do. Period. Moving on. Then we go back and forth in the media. For those who only have a single source of media information to their comfort zone, you need to really flip your pockets in and inside out. Seriously. Because it just seems like you used to walking around grabbing on to lint and nothing with any substance to it. You know how many times Eddie Hearn's been in the media, has contradicted himself, has treaded the roll of toilet paper, and would try to resell it to you after it's being used and say, hey, it's just good as new. Don't worry about the substance that's on it. It may look the same way as the shit that I've been feeding you in the media, but don't worry about it. You'll get over. I want you to get used to this acquired taste. See, y'all up here trying to get used to an acquired taste, and you can never do that shit. Because once you get acclimated to something to that point, you find yourself thinking, that's a new standard of mine. That's a good habit. When that man is up here blatantly coming up with lies to deter Deontay Wilder, Deontay is made it clear they have receipts. He's up here with his team. And when it came down to the 50 million, it was just a slide during this entire process, right? It was a slide. And what I mean by a slide was the way Deontay and his team slid that bag up on him, which they was never thinking was going to make any type of leeway. They thought the weight was too heavy, and they made that shit pop. They brought that bag of money in there to him, right? He's the broker. Joshua, you requested it. You was the broker for the deal. And once you got the money and it was verified, I know people saying the money ain't verified, which is absolutely utter and total bullshit. It was verified, and Hearns was in the media on record as saying it was. But guess what? We can't do anything about it because we still have some clueless U.S. pundits over here that choose to freaking latch on to a neighboring fighter and every word that comes out their mouth just for a negative attention over here on these forums. Like they can't be convinced that Wilder came up with the 50 million. And then these same people want to ask, as if they're the ones making all the negotiation, where did he get that money? He only made 1.5. He only made 2.5. Man, how dumb can you be? I always say, man, you got some people who you assume was very intelligent and they just keep their brain in park. And when you see their ass parked, you just leave it there. You don't try to make it move any further. Because they might try to press on the gas with the car running and wonder why it's not going forward. It's because it's still in park. Man, come on. He's up there putting a bag that huge, 50 million. It's been verified and everything. And all we have to work out is smoothing out the corners. You know, get them edges right. And then we can make this fight happen. That's all that we want. But then it just turns into something else, man. It turns into an absolute freaking Hurricane Katrina, man. It turns into a situation that really had no relevance to it in the first place. If we were going to take the 50 million, Joshua, and that wasn't even your cap money. That wasn't even the freaking the total bag that you would have received from the entire margins of the projected fight. If it's projected due on over 100 mil, you could have made a nice little, extra 25 to 30 mil off that. Not just sign a 3-fight deal for 100 mil. You could have made close to that in a single bout. But with you, I heard you say in your last bout with Joshua, right? I mean with Joseph, you want to unify the people. We should all unify and, just be one close-knit unit. That's what you said following the Joseph Parker fight, because you heard the boos and the sneers and the people just got damn grumpy. They was ill-tempered from you going in there, letting the refs do your work, and they know who was behind it. When people see us surfing in the grass, man, they know it's a snake before they even put eyes on it, just from the way the grass move. And your people, the countrymen, some of them over there are smart. They say, hey, we see what's going on. And they didn't like it. They saw how much was the ref interfered in your bout. So you want to come up here and talk about unify, but yeah, you go on ESPN and you're talking about, unfortunately for Deontay Wilder and his family, you're going to leave him unconscious in the ring. Well, the man haven't even brought up your family, man. He's never once crossed that line to even bring your family up in there. But, bruh, I can always get when you're feeling good about yourself, when you're over here and you think you're connecting with somebody on U.S. soil and you can just run reckless with your tongue and crack your lips open and goddamn over-rotate the hinges of your jaw because you feel that's something you can do and get away with it because you're calling in via satellite. You're actually not here. You calling in from the comfort of wherever you at over there. So you feel good about talking that shit, right? I'm going to tell you, it's not going to last long. The shit you're doing to yourself by not accepting that 50 million and then couldn't come up with all the rest of the conclusions to fight and where you was going to fight. Like, man, how much more do you want? He ended up telling you he'll go to the UK and then turn around. That's not good enough. And then it comes to they ask for the damn contract on this specific day. They asked for the contract. You say you was going to have it by another date. And you didn't send it back to the what? 18th? You sent it like 7 days past when it's supposed to be completed. When you was going to, have the contract and have the all the fine details looked at and reviewed by his team like it's supposed to. Y'all main objective over there is to make Wilder and his entire team look like they're incompetent. You want them to make as rudimentary as possible, and it's just not true. If people got receipts on what you're doing, you got to give them the chance to make something happen. If you don't want anything to happen, you're going to do enough out here in the media to freaking excoriate them each and every time you get the chance. You just want to say they're not doing this and that. They won't send the contract back. It's always Wilder, Wilder, Wilder. And we're talking about grown adults, age-appropriated adults, believing every shit that drops from your lips to wherever you're at on your clothing, shoes, on your top lip. Obviously, it might reside there just a little bit more because you seem to be quite happy with that particular scented smell being there so close to your nose, because every time you talk, you keep on talking that nonsense and keep on putting a bad cloud over Wilder, who has did nothing but step up to the plate with initiative, full initiative, courage, and say, I will go over here and fight you in your own country. Now, but that 50 million is off the table. Now let's come up with something else. And each and every time we can gauge that Joseph Parker went over there and he fought for what? 33%? But somehow, some way, you want to make a point to Wilder like you and him had some type of cross-threading when y'all was children, and something went terribly wrong. You would never want to give this man credit for anything. So his offer is going to be much more beneath what Joseph Parker had. And what it's doing is just demonstrating is demonstrating something that it's a gray area with the way you're trying to treat, way y'all are treating Deontay Wilder. It's such a gray area to the point, the boxing fans and the ones that's on this mic speaking about it, they really don't want to say right just yet what it seems like, because y'all really seem to be suited up as such. Y'all really seem to be in that suit. Y'all really seem to have that demeanor. Your verbiage say so. Your language. You're trying so hard to continue to say that Wilder isn't worth it. He's not able to sit up here and negotiate his worth. You want him to just take first come, first serve. Don't deal with it. Close your eyes. Just get the pen in hand, sign the deal, and keep it moving. That shit don't happen no more. The ones who did that paid the ultimate price, man. They the one that was in contract binding for years at a time and had to pay litigation fees through the attorneys and everything just to get themselves free. But no, as long as you got people on the mic, as long as you got people here, it's gonna remind you, Joshua, that your boxing career is not going anywhere without us. If you think you're gonna go here and try to lift the WBC belt and claim that you're the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, when it was done in the most insidious way possible, you basically defamed the man. You was invidious, malign, and that was your entire intent, to operate off premeditated agendas with ulterior motives just to come up here each and every turn and angle to make it seem like this man ain't trying to set up the fight, when he's in the media saying, this is what I got going on. I want to set up the fight. And the only thing that was left is to get the venue, the date, and of course the money. But all of a sudden it comes up, Joshua won Wembley. We can't do it at Wembley. What next? You know what? A lot of people that don't read, they should have read when you said you had a 3-fight plan. You wanted to fight Joseph Parker first, then Povetkin, and then who? Deontay Wilder. So it seems like to a lot of people, including myself, it wasn't your plan initially right here, right now, to even fight Deontay Wilder. But yet you let it slide in a 3-month time frame, as if there was some type of understanding going on here that us, the boxing fans, is going to get this bout by the end of the year. Not only would we have had Triple G and Canelo, then we could talk about having Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. But that foiled, huh? That shit foiled quick. That shit was goddamn hot. It was bullshit and you know it, Hearns. It was bullshit and you know it. You never had no way, no how, any intentions of making that bout happen, because you are trying to seize moments that benefit you and your family. And Joshua's along for the ride, being clueless to the position where he's actually riding. He's believing he's riding shotgun, but actually he's just dangling off the tail end of the trunk. It's only a matter of time before he understands that his ride is over. Only a matter of time. Believe that. You can say what you want, when you want, how you want, but we're going to do the same. We're going to mirror that. And when you see the videos, hear the videos out here, don't get mad. Just get on the phone and try to conference call in. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. You up here on the media every day talking to shit, to people who sit there with the mic in the hand for whatever dang benefits they have going on, to say yes, 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 and go up there and write those good nothings, to write those ex parte articles in there about Anthony Joshua. No matter how much you build or how much you pay to influence these media outlets, when it comes down to it, those media outlets are not going to have enough to get Anthony Joshua soundly into the Hall of Fame if he don't do anything outside of this bullshit Cinderella crap he has going on right now. acting like an absolute skirt with a broken heel. Every time I see that cat, he limping like he lost a slipper. He don't even have a curfew. But he out here just walking around like he don't have no sense of guidance. And the only thing he waiting for is a phone call to ring so you can kind of tell him what's popping next. You know, I hope Povetkin stand their ground, man, even though he's a repeat offender and he might not have, you know, it's even more disgraceful if Povetkin, a repeat offender, is to go over here and have to fight in Russia if it's possible, and he's a repeat offender. But here you go. You have y'all creating an absolute theme park, circus orientated. So many carousels y'all jump on and go round and round with the same recycled information each and every day. So know this. It's people that's keeping up with a counter. We got that hand clicker. We see it. We know it. We retain it, catalog it, and we regurgitate it. It's called recall memory. So what you say, we absorb it, we get it, and we recall it for a different day. Ain't nothing gonna change. It's only getting started. Because there's no way you're gonna sit up here and treat a U.S. American WBC champion like this, and he's not gonna have a freaking brigade, a country of those itemized that's gonna stand up to him. Not everybody's gonna do it, and we ain't asking for everybody, because we want the ones that's absolutely totally on board on the team. We don't want those that's sitting up here trying to say, well, I'm just a messenger. Well, you know what happened to messengers too, right? They get popped in the mouth also, especially when they up there running it. Continue to be messengers. Come back with the message. It sound different because you looking different. Coming here with this bullshit, man. Done played around with us for 3 months knowing the fight was never gonna happen. This man got a family to feed just like you do. But you sitting up here acting like you in a fluency. You're part of royalty. Just because you can come out to a fight with pyrotechnic smokes and goddamn walk the levitating stages, shadow boxing in a white robe, believing that your persona is that of a legend. You ain't nowhere near that nigga. You need to goddamn quit that shit. You ain't nowhere near Ali. And by the time you even figure out that you just getting used to it, somebody gonna tell you, take that shit off and go back to your red outfit you used to wear. You ain't Ali. The hell you talking about? You ain't Ali. Who the heck are you? Just because you freaking think your aesthetics is all that and you can build your physique a certain way and play to the role model? It takes more than a white robe, man. I ain't never seen Ali do what you do. Nobody never seen that shit happen. The way you up here talking, your mannerisms, the way you are so freaking passive aggressive. You want to put a restraining order against a dude, keep him out of the ring, don't want to talk to him. Who are you, man? You acting like, you know, you're some dictator or something, like some prima donna. That's exactly what you look looking like and acting like. But your performances speak for themselves. Your performance against Carlos Takam sucked. The night that you sold out Wembley wasn't because of your own doing. It was because they was there to see a legend in Vladimir Klitschko. Get it right. Tell those fans out there that keep on bullshitting around thinking that somehow, some way he sold out 90. No, he did not sell out 90. He wasn't even the champion then. So why y'all keep on saying this man selling out 90 like he wasn't in the ring with a freaking legend who has that pedigree, who has that freaking history to his ledger, who has the resume at that point in time of the earning the victories along with the losses and coming in there fighting some of the biggest fights during his active boxing career. No, not you, Joshua. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You only had 30%. I'll give you 30%. The other 70 was Klitschko on that night at Wembley. Then you went in there and fought Joseph Parker. 12-round snooze paint paint dry in the hottest day. And then when it was all said and done, the picture looked worse than it did before. You was 254 going into the Carlos Takam fight. You came in 235 with Joseph Parker and looked sluggish, like a snail in salt. You look like you was operating off one lung. Somebody need to check you. For somebody to have that least cardio and gassing out by the third round, something's not right, man. You know what? You might have an asthma problem. You know what I'm saying? You might want to get some of those doctors that you have on site, on call, and check you out. Because you have an asthma problem, and then they need to check the center part of your chest and see if it's either freaking a tenet there, an organ tenet, because that shit might be empty. We're not going to ask you to do any better than what you're doing. We're just going to keep on telling you about yourself. Because when you hear the voices, you can't tell. You're not going to tell me when you listen to all these boxing sites out here and the people that be out here talking about the sport, who's adamant, who's love for the sport, who's love for their fighters, their support, and everybody else. You listening. You hear us. You hear us. As much as some of us don't want to go on here and light the mic up, why not? Sometimes 4th of July get like that. The fireworks extend into the next day. Some people on the mic at 12 o'clock in the a.m. And what? You got to get yourself together, man. We don't give a fuck what you try to do over there. We ain't going to get you nowhere except to that ring. And our voice is going to do that. Don't worry about it. Every time you walk out, it's going to be some precipitation. We're going to keep this cloud over you and better hope you have an umbrella, man. Because someday it's going to be hell. Someday it's going to be sleet. Someday it might snow in the freaking summertime. Just to let you know we following you. We got you. We're going to be there. When you think you're going to the beach and you can have a nice one, no, them clouds going to roll in real quick. Them waves, that swell, those swells are going to get real nice and high. White caps. You know what I'm saying? The ripples going to have a different language, a different rhythm to them. It's going to show you something, man. We ain't stopping. You need to get your act together. Don't no man that want to fight and offer you the biggest purse ever, and you go around here and turn it down, and then you have your manager Eddie Hearn just up here, just creating such an absolute debacle of media web of deceptions. Every time a minute leaves the clock, he's jumping back on the mic to say something that's even worse than before. And then if you call him out on what he said before, it's totally changed. All I'm doing is denying. And I know he don't give a fuck. He'll say something, he'll deny it, and then he'll be like, well, I don't have to answer to you. And he's always quick. If you listen to him, he always say something to question your intellect, or if your intelligence is that deficient. That's his words. If your intelligence is that deficient, it seems like you're chronically debilitated with a mental disorder. What? That has nothing to do with you lying, being a habitual, pathetic liar in the media. And just so happen it's lingering over here in the U.S. where we got some of these clueless, loose-headed people that don't have any type of understanding how to properly assess what's right and wrong as a grown-ass adult. They rather just goddamn swallow that pill and say, that didn't taste good at all, but I'm going to keep on doing it because of where it came from. It came from across the pond. That's Eddie Hearn shit. It has to be good. He's rich. He just signed the Zone streaming bill for $1 billion. He's rich. Wilder, he better sign to him They don't even know the stipulations on how that work. The first half of the zone bill, the 5, the second half. And then you got the zone doing business with the World Boxing Super Series. Has nothing to do with Eddie Hearns. And then you have the zone going over there to Bellator. The streaming company is basically trying to spread they wings and fly. I mean, what they're trying to do, they're not trying to be the Wright brothers. A lot of people saying that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a short flight. But we'll see. But guess what? It's time for me to roll. This ain't the only time I'm going to be on here. You know what I'm saying? Sparking. You know what I'm saying? If your microphone isn't simmering from the last time you was on it, then hey, so be it. But I'm gonna do something, man, because I have my ear to the street. I do. I got to give a shout out to that LDBC, man. I got to give a shout out to 78, Ticket, Fanon, Smoke City. Man, I be watching them guys, and sometime, man, when they was on there and they was going in on Hearns, I swear to God, in the virtual reality, I saw the smoke from the street. I'm serious, man. I can't make this shit up, bro. I saw the smoke from the street. The shit they was going in on, it was almost like a spec op team. SEAL team 4 or 5, how many members they got in their team, man. It was a tactical mission. They came out there with full armored vehicles, a freaking arsenal, and their whole intent was to seize control. Hear me what I'm telling you, man. I've been through this. Retired military dude, man. I'm telling you how I assess the situation in a quite different way, man. Just a different square. Bear with me. But these dudes rolled up in a convoy, man. Smoke City style, and I saw the shit simmering from the street. First person I ran into when I got out the car, I walked up. It was 78. He said, all right. I said, what's up, man? What is good around here, man? It's a lot of smoke. I figured y'all was over here scorching motherfuckers. He's like, no, man, just doing the usual. You know how we do. We're just doing the usual. We're just keeping it hot. Got to keep these motherfuckers accountable. I say, God damn, but what's going on? Because all I see in the distance, I see the wall of flames back there. Like smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like it's taking over a whole freaking city back there. He said, no, man, I don't want to say too much and nothing like that, man. But we just up here handling some business or whatever. It all has to do with boxing, man. It's just clearing out some stuff. Thinking about doing some boxing shit back here. Is a boxing shit out in the opening like this? What could possibly be? I said, man, I don't have no more time. I got to go. He said, man, I wouldn't go back there, but I just took off running. Then I ran into Fanon, and Fanon's like, hey, what you doing back here, man? You don't suppose this is like one of those restricted areas, bro? I say, man, I saw all this smoke back here. I figured something was either interesting going on back here or absolutely wrong. I say, if it's who I think it is, hey, it's both of those, and the direction is only going to hurt the person that you're projecting it to. Fanon said, well, I don't want to break down any legal terminology for you, but I'm just going to let you know that you might want to invoke your Fifth Amendment, having a right against self-incrimination. And if you want to, you can respectfully decline to answer any of these questions and moving forward. I said, no, hey, bro, I'm just here because I saw the shit. Like, I follow y'all. I just saw the shit from the street, man. All I'm saying is, it seemed like some shit burning up back here. Motherfuckers disappearing, disintegrating. He said, well, hey, like I said before, we can only speak on so much, being it's an active case. I'm not trying to dwell too much into it without getting a cease and desist letter. But I can pretty much tell you that it is some type of depletion going on here, reduction, so to speak. We're in the process of trying to do our due diligence and trying to rid out those who continue to speak on situations and be overly experte without having the proper information to validate it. We in Smoke City do not go off credulity, but we do our best and our teams to make sure we gather as much information as possible. I say, okay, I got that for none, but it's getting hot out here, bro. I just want to, get moving. He said, well, this is the end point for you. This is the end point, because you really ain't trying to go back there. You see those colors? That's orange, more orange, and more, a lot more deeper orange. And you see how hot it is right here, right? It's only gonna get much hotter back there. So you trying to tell me, is it anybody else back there? It's people that's the reason why the shit on fire in the first place. I see. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, man. I thought y'all was sitting up here setting motherfuckers on fire because they was just up here acting a complete fool and trying to say they talking the sport of boxing, or they conducive, or they supporting the sport of boxing, but they still up here just acting stupid each and every time. Like the cavalry is not gonna come out there and round their ass up. He said, yeah, but I won't go back there. I said, well, hey, check this out, man. I gotta go. I'm a curious one. And by that time, out of nowhere for none, just disappeared in the smoke, bro. He just said, you know what? I've tried to explain to you in the best detail possible without having you sign any paperwork, but you're just unable to deal with right now. So in that reason and that reason alone, I have to basically resign any type of communication with you right now, and you're free to leave. I said, okay, cool. So I started running towards tyranny. That's what we do. I started running towards tyranny and found out that the smoke was just a little bit too deep. And then all I saw around there was Smoke City Mobcast, signs every freaking where. Then I started seeing this debris that looked like motherfuckers that tried to get deep in the core of it, but never could. I saw casualties. I saw motherfuckers that thought they was running into the freaking fire and they could withstand it, but it wasn't. So I stopped in my tracks. I said, hell no, about face, I'm out. So I started double timing. Double timing in the military means running full speed, double time. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm getting back, my lungs are packed, I'm filling up. It's hard for me to breathe and everything. So I'm running back out to what I thought was the entry point. I get up to where think I saw Fernand. Nope, didn't see him. Nope, gone. So I ain't lose no freaking confidence in anything. I'm used to being on ops, freaking, going out here doing site surveys on my own. So I said, okay, I'm good. Well, I got to the very end. I said, man, it's no way, no how this should be, this difficult to get up out of. This is exactly the amount of paces that I counted coming in, and it's nothing but black smoke up here. And then that's from 78. I heard him say, all right. You back? Motherfucker, I can't believe you made it back. I told you not to take your dumb ass down there. This wasn't about you. This wasn't about you, man. You know what I'm saying? Next time we tell you don't come over here and we got shit popping. It's hot. We got Smoke City on the mic. All us together and shit cooking. Don't breach those lines. Okay? We had a controlled entry point. I guess we got to do a better job. But since you ventured over here trying to be curious, now you know. So the next time you're driving by on the street, if you see all this smoke ablazing, just know what it is. We up here cooking. I said, okay, no problem, man. No problem at all. I'll take it for note. Due diligence. That's what it is. So anyway, I know now. That's why I tune in. Because when you drive up, shit be on fire. Straight up. And the only thing you can do is listen. Ticket. Man, Ticket be having them cats on notice, man. Listen to that dude say you're going to put some respect on his name, man. He ain't doing the introduction. No doubt, man. No doubt. Good lessons, free knowledge, man. Absolutely, man. Salute to you. Y'all continue to do your thing. Hey, and in the meanwhile, I'm going to close it down for the night. World Combat Sports, man. You know how it is, man. Absolutely. I will get back with you. Turn up, tune in, and we'll talk.